Yo, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Got my Innocent Gun cup out again. It's been a long time since I've used this cup. And we will be drinking from Burlington, Ontario, from the Better Bitters Brewing Company, Brook Organic White. Brook Organic White is a 5.2% alcohol white beer. I was told by John at Brook, who is the owner, that fresh this stuff is amazing, and that this bottle was a little older than fresh. Brewed with a blend of certified organic wheat malt, barley malt, and ancient grain, steeped with orange peel and fresh cilantro, fermented using a special Bavarian Hefeweizen yeast that produces notes of bananas and cloves. No additives, no preservatives, naturally carbonated for a smooth, clean finish. You know, that's the second one of these beers that's had a nice deal of smoke and a nice pop. Again, Brook's caps are actually caps that can be saved and used. Wow. I wish there was somebody actually doing the camera work today so you could get up close to this, because that's a nice crackle. As you saw, the head didn't last much, but with that crackling, I wouldn't have expected it. Now, every time I pour a wheat beer, as most of you know, I like to look at the clarity first, and it's done right. It's unfiltered. So, a plus already, because I've done a bunch of wheat beers that were filtered, and it just sort of made me biased against them. I don't know how the lighting's showing it on the camera, but it's basic straw color, almost like blonde hair. Almost like my son's hair color. Almost. Oh yeah. That's a white beer. That's a beautiful white beer at that. You can get the cloves on the nose. You get the orange peel on the nose. You get a lot of the greeniness on the nose. I can't really smell the yeast. The smell is awesome. It smells great. Very grainy, as I said. The citrus is there. You get a touch of the cloves that the yeast is supposed to give notes of. Let's give it a shot. Well, it's right about the finish being soft and clean. Again, another naturally carbonated beer. You can tell as you're drinking it that it's carbonated naturally. It's not harsh at all. It's very soft. Very grainy, again. You can feel it in the texture. The cilantro's there. You get it at about the middle of the palate. I'm not a huge cilantro fan, but it doesn't take anything away from the beer. I can just pick it up. The orange peel adds a nice citrusy zest. You can get slight flavors from the yeast. I don't get any banana on the nose or on the palate. Both are supposed to have, well, it's supposed to get hints of, well, notes of bananas because of the yeast, but I don't really get it. Pardon me, nose hair just flicked and I almost cried. Again, I don't know if those notes would come out and be more apparent if this was fresh. But even not fresh, it's a damn good white. I think my favorite part about this entire beer is right after that citrusy zest you get on it, you swallow it, the citrus stays for a second, the cilantro kind of enters into the equation again with a slight touch of the cloves, and then it fades to clean. It actually is exactly what it says. It's a soft, clean finish. It makes it so that drinking this is super easy, and you don't even really realize you're drinking a beer. And the flavors coming off of this are great. Again, I wish I had a fresh bottle just to see if I could pick up any of those other notes that the yeast is supposed to partake into, well, put into this. But even without it being fresh, it's great. As a white beer, probably an 8.5 out of 10. Beer on its own, is where it, here, give me 1 second. Beer on its own, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it holds its own. Not just style-wise, but it just holds its own. So, overall, 8.25 out of 10 for this. John, I've done 3 of your Nickel Brook brews now. I've loved 2. I've hated 1. You and your team are obviously very proud of your work. It shows in your work, too. And it shows just in the way you handle your customers. Hell, it even shows in the way you handled me and Paul when we came in. And I'm glad you took the time to stop and talk to us instead of just brushing us off. And I hope you keep up the good work and keep trying new things like this. Again, you're not going to find people that like everything. And hopefully even if I don't like things, now that I've grown, you'll respect the review even though it might not be the greatest. Anyway, thank you for watching the Albino Rhino beer review, everybody. Good beer drinking to all of you. Have yourselves a very, very good night.